Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're out here in the shop once again working on the pace car Fiero. Now if you remember from the last video, we had stripped the subframe down and we sandblasted it and we got it all ready to go, and I told you I was going to paint it and all that stuff, and that was where we left off, and that was quite a while ago. And I haven't touched it because I'm lazy or busy or whatever it is you want to call me. That is fine. Anyway, I'm out here today and I am getting the subframe ready for paint. And I know I told you I wasn't going to show it because I already did it on the Pontiac 6000 wagon. But I've had a change of heart, so here we are. Now what we got to do is remove some bushings and grind it down a little bit, grind some of the rust and whatnot off of it, which is what I got these for. And then we can paint it. So, fancy. That's what we're gonna do.
That's pretty neat.
Looks pretty good. Let's go over it. Let's get to work on it. So here we are. Never mind the trash can. It's probably where this belongs, but also works to hold this. So this is the subframe, cradle, whatever you want to call it, out of the '84 pace car Fiero. You can see there's some rust. We are just gonna grind this down with our die grinder right there. I think that's a 40 grit or 60 grit flappy disc, cheapie from Amazon. It'll work. Basically just gonna get whatever's loose off of this so we can paint it all the way around here. It doesn't look too bad. Still some rust and dirt in parts of it. You'll get that. It's fine. Not worried about it.
Yeah.
We also have got to drill out these bushings. We need to leave the sleeve in, but the rubber bushing has to come out, which is convenient because that one has a bolt cut off in it. Because we have solid mounts for this. A little worried about the rust here. Should be okay. Can't see it from my house. I don't know. So yeah, the way I like to get these bushings here out is I like to just drill around the rubber. It's old enough rubber, it'll probably work. Eventually that comes loose. You can just push it out. Then you're left with the sleeve. The solid bushings go into the sleeve. We don't need to take the sleeve out. The other one being rusty should be okay. It's just on the one part. Kind of the same story back here. Just kind of got to break this rubber loose on both sides. The rubber will pop out and then we're just left with the hole.
That's what she said.
That's where the solid mount will go, and it will be perfect. 6 in one, half a dozen the other. What we do here, we either grind away the rust or we drill out the bushings. So I'll get you kind of set up where you can watch, and I will decide which one I'm going to do, and I will begin doing it. So sit back and be mildly entertained.
Nice.
Sometimes you have to use fire. So that's what I'm going to do. Hot. All right, so there's the back two. I forgot how good heat works. You get it nice and hot and it pushes right out. So we'll clean this up better later when we go to put the other mounts in it, the solid mounts. Let's get the other ones done here. Hopefully those go a little smoother, and then we can start grinding on this thing. I need a better workbench. There's one. Now for the other one. Okay, there you have it. There's the fourth one. Let's now kind of shake this thing off, set it back on my high quality workbench, and put some eye protection on, and we will flappy disk this thing down. Not excited about how this looks.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
But we'll try to make it work. All right, got eye protection, got flappy disk. Let's do it. All right, so basically knocked the super rusty spots down and knocked down all of the loose paint, grease, grime, crap like that. I've already put more work into it than the lovely UAW workers did when they built this car, so feeling pretty good.
How neat is that?
Now, for our next step, we're going to use some primer, which I have some Rust-Oleum primer right here, rusty metal primer. Perfect. Gonna give this thing a coat of primer. Then we is going to paint it black, and then it'll be ready to go. Perfection, not what we're going for. Better than it was is what we're going for. I guess we can use the term restoration lightly. So let's hit the underside of this with some rusty metal primer that I got on clearance, 50% off. And we'll go from there. All right, let's do it. Must be why it was 50% off. Doesn't work. All right, found some flat black. Let's try that. All right, well, we'll let that dry. Can's pretty much gone. I'll see if I have another one. Flip it over, do the other side. All right, so there you have it. It's painted. I had some black Rust-Oleum enamel. I used that on it, and actually I think it was engine enamel. Should hold up okay. I also did the brake backing plates and the knuckles. So yeah, I still have the rear control arms to do, but I gotta get the bushings out and the ball joints out because I have new ball joints and we have poly bushings to put in those. So I'll get that done and then that can get painted up. Real quick while we're here, before we're done with this here today, I have these solid mounts. So this is the front one. Pretty sure it goes in like that. I'm gonna have to clean stuff up. There's too much rubber in there. but these ones go through, they go together. Now this is the front mount, and it goes through that way. I think it'll be just fine here on this rusty front one. So I'm gonna get that done. By that I mean these bushings in the subframe. I am going to get the control arms that are laying over there taken care of, have those ready to go. And then our next step is Mr. Engine right there. We'll get that out and we'll start taking it apart, cleaning everything up, painting everything, and putting it back together, and getting it on this fresh, clean engine cradle. And then it's on to the rust repair. So I'll be back with you shortly so we can work on the engine. All right, and we're back, even in the same day. It's a few hours later. Paint's dried. As you can see, I have the rear tie rods, inner and outer, on it. I have the front solid bushings in each side. This is the front because it goes towards the front of the car. The rears here I'm having an issue with. They're dusty, but this piece goes up from the underside. I don't know if you can see, but it is bigger than the hole it has to go through. So trying to come up with a solution for that may just be Mr. Grinder comes out and makes these a touch smaller. Top piece here, that fits just fine. So I just got to get the other piece through the bottom. So that being said, I have moved on to bigger and better things, or different things. I don't know. Over here, messing with the lower control arms for the rear. I have new ball joints, and I have polyurethane bushings for these bushings. You can see how good they are. So taking these off, use my little die grinder here with a sandy bit. Grind down the rivets because these are riveted in. The kits with the new ball joints come with bolts, just like the 6000, almost like these cars are related. Anyway, now that I have those ground smooth, I'm gonna come in here with a punch, knock those rivets all the way through. Then I can get these bushings out. We'll have a bare control arm. We'll kind of sand it down a little bit, hit it with some paint. Then we can put new ball joints, new bushings. We'll put it on the subframe. Getting the suspension part done, and then we'll move on to the engine. All right, so a little punch, hammer. Apparently does not want to cooperate. Pinch-in device, I guess. Pinch it in there good enough so it bends the control arm. That would be great. Or so it just doesn't work at all, one or the other. So. Really just want to get these out of here. Okay. Change of plan, maybe? I don't know. It's still not working. Different punch, maybe? Okay. As you can see, the struggle is real. Number 2. Number 3. Drop that through the table. There's the bracket. And voila, ball joint is free. All right, we'll clean this up with the die grinder. Clean this up with the die grinder, and we can paint. And we can go back together. Well, no, then we gotta... Yeah, I already went over this. You know what I'm doing. All right, for the bushing, we're gonna do the same thing we did before. Drill the heck out of it, pound it out of there. These are pretty cracked up and old, considering they're 40 years old. Holy crap, 40 years old, damn. So it should come out relatively easily. Famous last words. Like so. Pretty dry. Kind of like my sense of humor. Alright, so now this one. Same story. Easy peasy. I'll give this thing a little wipe down and give her the old Craigslist rebuild, and then get the other one apart while we're doing this, and then when the other one's drying we can put this one back together. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, got some self-etching primer, probably the wrong stuff to use, but the price is right, aka it was over on the shelf. Give her a nice coat of primer over all the spider webs and everything, that's great. It's a nice piece of 40-year-old grease that I missed cleaning off of it, and that's fine. Just go over it. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody watches the videos anyway. Oh. Almost forgot this guy. All right, we'll let this sit up, set up, I don't know, throw up. Flip it over, coat the other side, then I'll find some black paint around here somewhere that'll work for it. So while we wait for that, let's do the other control arm here. I'm sure I'll get stuff in my paint, it'll be great. And then once I get this all ready, I'll come back to you. And we'll put the bushings and ball joints in it, so I'll be back. All right, stuff is cleaned, stuff is painted. Just gotta let it dry overnight. Then we can put the new ball joints and the new bushings, polyurethane bushings, in the control arms. And back on the subframe. So I'll be back with you, hopefully actually tomorrow. All right, so here we are, out here again, actually the next day, believe it or not. And our paint is set up. Looks okay. I say okay because it's not perfect, but you know, 80s GM car never was perfect. So now we can put the polyurethane bushings in the control arms. We can put the ball joints on the control arms. We can put the control arms on the rear subframe.
I am a genius.
Engine cradle, whatever you want to call it. So let's get that done. Okay. Open a ball joint. Continue on using this nice little workbench I have here, aka cardboard box. Now, from the factory, the lower ball joints were riveted on. Here, we get bolts and nuts. And if I remember right, ball joint goes on in this plate, and then the boot, I think, like that. And then this is the through bolt that goes through the knuckle, because this just kind of pinches to stay in the knuckle. So I will put these in the knuckles that are over there. One. Oh. Right, put the grease zerk on the underside. Now we'll do this other one. Ooh, this one's got a blue boot. And a zerk fitting. And here you go. New ball joints. Now we have some polyurethane bushings. And they're red. Cool. So basically, grease them up a little bit. They press in, tap in this way. And then you put the sleeve in it. And that's that. If you don't grease them up, they squeak. Do I care? Probably. We need all of the performances for this car. Rubber mallet. Tap it in like so. Same thing with the sleeve. Like so. And we'll do the other side. And there you go, one complete control arm. This is the driver's side. We get that one done, we'll get them installed. So here we are at our subframe, cradle, whatever you want to call it. This is the driver's side, that is the passenger side, kind of goes in the car that way. Got our driver's side control arm. Put it in here. Maybe. We need some persuasion. Just got to get our bolt holes to line up. We're close. We aren't going to torque any of this stuff until we get everything in the car. We get the car kind of at right height. And then we'll tighten it. This back one. That one. And there you have it. There are rebuilt control arms on the refreshed engine cradle with brand new inner and outer tie rods and brand new solid mounts. What in the world is going on? I'm putting this car back together. Just look at it. Just look at it. It's beautiful. So next step, now that this is ready, which I still can't believe I'm saying that, is that guy. Let me get him out here and we'll start going through it. This is crazy.
One eternity later.
Hey, and we're back. It has been, I don't know, all winter since I've worked on this. I mean, there's even a 3800 sitting here for that car.
Nice.
But if I remember correctly, where we finished this video off, it was getting the subframe and whatnot ready. It's still sitting here. It's dusty now, but it's time to pressure wash this off. So we're gonna get a few of the things that are left on here, AC compressor, alternator, air filter housing, stuff like that, off of it. We're gonna wheel her over to the door once we get this moved, hook up our pressure washer, and then our friends at Super Clean sent us some more Super Clean. So we're gonna spray this bad boy down with some Super Clean, pressure wash her down, be good as new. Then after it dries, we'll take it apart and we will paint the block. We have our painted valve cover and all that already. We're gonna paint the block. We're going to paint the intake manifold, timing gear, all new gaskets, put the header on it that's over there in that pile somewhere, new engine mounts, all that stuff. Once we get it back together, made it back up to the transmission, get it all on the subframe ready to go into the car, and then we can finish this video off. And then after that's done, it's on to rust repair on this car. Because like I said last year, I want to get this running this year. I wanted to get it running last year, that didn't happen. So we're gonna get it running this year. And then next year when I say that again, you can remind me that I said that last year and the year before, and I pretty much am failing at everything I say. So you gotta hold me to that.
That's what she said.
All right, so let me get this wagon moved out of the way. We'll get this engine wheeled over to the door. We'll get our pressure washer hooked up, spray it down with some Super Clean, and get her all scrubbed up and pretty. A couple spots, maybe a little more. Well, there you have it. It's as clean as we're gonna get it. Never mind, the pressure washer won't quit running. So what we'll do now is we'll let this thing sit and dry, and then we're gonna tear it apart and put it back together with new seals, new gaskets. We're gonna paint up all these brackets and stuff, and it'll be good to go. And we can put it in the car. Well, put it on the transmission, on the subframe, and then after we fix the rust, we'll put it in the car. So I'm gonna move this back over by that car, and then a couple days, we'll start tearing into it. And we're back. Let's get this thing torn apart so we can put it back together and, well, paint things and then put it back together with new parts. Hey, we're back. I got it pretty well stripped. You can see exhaust side, intake side. So if I remember correctly, this engine was obviously out of the wide body. I do believe it had been gone through it at one point in time. You can kind of see this is freshly RTV'd. This is RTV'd on where the timing stuff's at. I think that's been replaced. So I think we're just gonna leave well enough alone because this thing ran great. It's got like 49,000 miles on it. We'll leave well enough alone. We're just gonna spray bomb this. Got all these parts over here getting painted and drying. So we're just gonna spray paint this. I'm gonna leave this valve cover on it, leave the spark plugs in it, let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow try to get it all put back together. Yeah, I mean, even the oil pan looks like it has been resealed recently. And this didn't leak, so it should be fine, right?
This is a house of learned doctors.
All right, let's paint this. All right, we are using this high heat Rust-Oleum engine ceramic coating enamel. It's glossy. We're not worried about this valve cover because there's another one that's going to go on here. And we also have new sensors and whatnot that are going to go on the thermostat, and cylinder head, and all that stuff. We have new spark plugs that are going to go on it. Most of this stuff will be covered up, engine brackets and whatnot anyway. There we go. Rebuilt. Rebuilt, as Derek from Vice Grip Garage would say. Shiny. Alright, that looks pretty good. Guess we'll let it dry overnight. We'll see how it looks in the morning. We can start putting this thing back together, get it mated to the trans, get it on the subframe, be ready to go back in the car. I'll see you in the morning. Hey guys, welcome back. It is the next day. We are out here in the barn. May have gotten a little carried away last night. Been out here till 2:33 a.m. But the engine is pretty much back together. You can see it all turned out really nice. Looks a lot better than rusty metal. So today we're going to get the engine off of the engine stand, get the flex plate on it, made it up to the transmission, and we'll get it mounted on the subframe. And then all that's left to do after that is get the axles on it, knuckles with new wheel bearings, get the harness on that engine, then it's ready to go back in the car. But the car's not ready for it. We're gonna get all this finished up, and then that'll be the end of this video, and then we'll be on to rust repair, which I am not excited about. So, I'm gonna get the cherry picker from over in the corner, get this engine off the stand, and find the flex plate, get that on it, and go from there. So let's work on it. All right, got the flex plate, found two of the bolts. The rest are over there. I gotta move some stuff. Gonna put these in with some blue Loctite, make sure they don't come loose. Found the other four. All right, somewhere in there the camera died. There you have it. It's all sitting together back on the subframe. Looks pretty good. So obviously we still got bolt mounts in, and you know, coolant hoses, wiring harness, all that stuff. But I'm gonna do that a little bit later because I'm sweating. And that was a lot of work. So yeah, I'll show you this real quick once I get all that stuff done, and that's gonna be the end of this video. Then we're on to rust repair. Super excited. Okay guys, next day, and we're back. I got the rest of this done off camera. I hurt my back yesterday trying to put this thing together, so it was a lot of me sitting on a stool slowly working on stuff. But we're there. Knuckles are on, new wheel bearings, new axles. All that's tight. Got everything together. All the wiring is on it. I'm gonna order a new starter though, because that is an old starter. Engine mounts are all bolted in place. This here is all the wiring that goes into the car. So that all goes back in the car. Got the AC lines here that get hooked up to the car. So yeah, this side's all together too. All the wiring's on. We got some vacuum lines and stuff to plug in, but that's all once the engine's back in the car. This is the wire cable for the cruise control. But yeah, I think everything turned out good. It looks really good. Yeah, we got to hook up the power cable right there for the alternator. So we have a few things left to wire up, but nothing too big. So that's going to do it for this video. The engine and subframe are all ready to go in the car. That was a year in the making because I obviously have not been prioritizing working on this car. The next video will be addressing all the rust. Over there, over there, over there, upper frame rails. I have all the metal already, but I want to see if somebody sells like cutout pieces for the trunk corners, because it would be much easier to cut these out and just tack weld new used pieces in instead of trying to shape it all myself with some steel. Yeah, it's coming along. It'd be nice to drive this thing. It's only been 14 years. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this, make sure you subscribe. We also have, you know, plenty of other projects like all-wheel drive 6000. Got stuff to do on the 88 Fiero. We got stuff to do on the wagon. We have stuff to do on the wide-body Fiero. And we had this Trans Am. Once this Indy Fiero is done, the Trans Am is next. So enough of me rambling. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, comment, like, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.